Well, hello there, Leo. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're so glad to have you. So today we'll be doing your mid-August tarot reading. This is good from now until mid-September. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot to see if there's any obstacles or areas of resistance on your path to help you to move closer to what your heart is truly desiring. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Embracing enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Okay, so Leo, you are just finishing up your birthday season. So happy birthday again. This is the energy of, when we're in our birthday season, we get kind of like revved up. It's kind of like a rebirth. It's like, okay, I'm ready for a new year. And I think that this is exactly kind of the energy that you're having, kind of maybe a little bit refreshed. Maybe you have even taken a vacation or something. You're kind of coming into this energy of understanding, okay, I have the time, the energy, the passion to go after what it is that I truly desire. And this is staying in that positive energy, understanding that some days are going to be easier than others, right? But this is you committing to what it is that your heart truly desires as you're going into this solar year for you. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. Both of these are that energy of just being playful, happy, almost like childlike, if you will. Sandpipers, they're at the beach, or the beach that I go to. And just understanding that it's kind of like, if you ever watch the birds, especially when they're running along the shore at the beach, it's kind of like, they're so playful. They're almost like jumping in the waves, right? And then they race away from the waves, and they're trying to eat, and then they're watching all of their other bird friends and playing with them. It's really that energy of just embracing. I want to say, look, she's looking at these butterflies, right? It's almost like getting into that magical childlike awe of nature, of the universe, of your life. It's really just getting into that beautiful energy. And then you have journey. Your life is a sacred gift. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you're just kind of like feeling on top of the world, feeling as if, wow, kind of like, wow, I just am so excited about the year ahead. And, there are, so many things that are going on in the world. And maybe part of it is that you're allowing yourself to really kind of like, reconnect. Look, there's animals in here too. Reconnect to nature. Reconnect to what your heart truly desires. Allowing yourself, there is something here about perhaps allowing yourself to disconnect from people or situations, even things on social media or something like that, that really drain you of your energy. Being maybe a little bit more aware of, it's not that you want to turn a blind eye to everything, right? But there is a little bit about understanding that if you allow yourself to spend too much time around certain people or certain situations or certain, things going on in the world or something like that, that it kind of like, you can't, here's the thing, you're understanding that if you allow your energy to go that way, that you don't have the positive energy to make the impact, the changes in the world that you would like to make. Understanding you can't change everything, right? It's kind of like, okay, wait a minute, but if I allow myself to kind of disconnect to these people or situations that drain my energy, I have the energy, the time, the resources, the love to go after what it is that my heart not only wants for itself, but the impact, the change that you can make in the world. This is almost an energy of suddenly shifting, right? From concentrating on what you can't change, either in your world or the world in general, and concentrating on what you can change, right? This is almost a little bit of, and Leo, with your birthday, you may have felt like this, right? You could have suddenly just kind of like recognized, I'm going to start with the man in the mirror, right? that song, right? It's kind of like, if you want to make change in the world, start with the person in the mirror. Start with yourself. Yeah, and this is a beautiful energy of understanding that when you're in that, wow, and it's taking you exactly to where it is that you want to go. This is powerful because I feel like what you're doing is you're creating something for yourself that is based on almost it's almost like taking a negative and turning it into a positive. Yeah, because you had this, yeah, you really are. You're at a fork in the road. You're asking yourself, why am I here? What impact do I want to make? What changes can I make in the world? Whether it's just in my own little world, right? Just yourself, your neighborhood, your country, right? Globally. It's kind of like understanding I have choices that I can make. Are the choices that I'm making for myself in alignment with what it is that I want to, how I want to impact the world, how I want to be remembered? Are they in alignment with what I truly desire out of my life? Understanding that, wow. And you know, I have to say, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to do that, especially if people around you are not necessarily supporting you, especially like if it's not supported in, you know, your neck of the woods, they're saying neck of the woods, or your society or your, you know, social group or something like that. Yeah, you're having a tower moment. Wow. And it's taking you exactly where it is that you want to go. I feel like you've been stuck for some time, perhaps especially in friend groups, social groups. You know, it could be literally coming back to that whole energy around the neighborhood that you live in or the people that you deal with on a daily basis. This could be the people you work with, you know, like you go to the office, or people that you're in contact with on a daily basis. You're understanding it's the same thing. It's kind of like, I want new people. It's almost like you're understanding that it's that, you know, once again, it's kind of like, you know, you've heard the thing, you're you know, think about the 5 or 6 people that you spend the most time with, and you are, right, just like those 5 or 6 people. And I think what you're understanding is, wow, right? Like, these people are not in alignment with how I see the world, what I want, how I want the world to be. And part of it is understanding, yeah, it's time to take that stuff down, right? It's time to move on. It's time to get out of this. You're understanding that by just being in that vicinity of those people, or if it's social media or, you know, TV or whatever you're allowing into your energy, okay? Whether that is, you know, the foods that you eat, the substances that you're intaking, the people you're spending time with, what you're watching, okay? It's kind of like, yeah, that really was taking me in the wrong direction. You're at the fork in the road. You're understanding, I can't continue on that path. There's almost like this breakthrough that the way out of the situation that you feel like you're in, or I'm going to even say kind of like the life that suddenly you're finding yourself in. And especially if you're kind of like, oh my goodness, like this is just over and over again, right? Maybe having the same discussions, you know, maybe they're the same discussions about spirituality or politics or religion or the way the world is or whatever. And you're just like, we're just not on the same page. And you're understanding, you're giving. So here's the key, Leo. You're giving so much time and energy arguing or debating or keeping quiet but trying to protect yourself, right? And this is the energy of that has got to go. I've got something to go out there and do, right? And the thing is that you understand you can't change those people or situations. They're going to stay the same. So the only thing that can change is where you're putting your time and energy. And it's almost like you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, you have the tower again. Yeah, I feel like, you know, guess what? I'm no longer standing here and fighting with you, right? Instead, I'm going in a new direction and spreading my message of hope, my positive energy. Yeah, there's a little bit about understanding that I feel like, you know, if you have been feeling like you're talking until you're blue in the face, or you're talking to a wall, right? Trying to change a certain person or situation or something like that, all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, that person, that situation is not going to change. And instead of going through this, right, this conflict, it's kind of like, no, instead I have a message of hope that I would like to share with the world. You see the world in a different way. You see the way that it could be, right? If the negativity would go, but you understand you can't eliminate the negativity the way that you've been trying to kind of go after it, right? It's kind of like, no, wait a minute. Instead, I'm going to really and truly step into my own joy. I'm going to start with myself, right? And I'm going to be the joy in the world. This is almost like I understand that part of my journey is to spread joy and love and happiness, right? And you understand it's not going to be easy too, right? Because when you're the only one sometimes, right, it's kind of like, I'm not going to argue. But here's the thing, you're not arguing with these people or debating or trying to convince them, right? You're just going and living your best life. And understanding that when you go out there and you spread your joy to new people and new situations, you are actually motivating whoever this is to see the light. That life doesn't have to be this way, that it can be different. Yeah, because here you are, you're understanding that when you focus on what is not working, right, instead of being in this enthusiastic, playful, like, let's go out there and see how much fun we can have, how much joy we can have, instead of being judgmental, perhaps, of what's not working in the world. It's almost as if you completely manifest everything that your heart is truly desiring. You're taking out, you're eliminating the negativity. You literally are, you know, wow, really powerful. You have the Empress energy, intuition and manifestation, understanding you are going to manifest exactly the life that you are wanting, desiring, loving, a loving, nurturing life for yourself. When you allow yourself to say, yeah, I don't have to look at the world. It's almost like this fork in the road is helping you to see. You can either look at the world and what is wrong, and negativity, and with negative energy, right? Scrutinizing it, criticizing it. You can either do that, or you can have this beautiful energy of, hey, let me go out there and see what's good with the world, right? Let me get on that bandwagon. Let me share my love and joy. Let me shine my light as brightly as I possibly can. I'm so excited for you. I can't even speak. This is this epiphany that there is something better than what you have at this time. When you're allowing yourself to say, yeah, I'm not trying to change this anymore. I'm allowing myself to go out there enthusiastically with a childlike awe about the world. You know, I have a 1-year-old granddaughter, and it's just so amazing watching a 1-year-old, right, explore the world. She's, you know, walking, and she's just like so excited about the world, right? so curious, has no fear, She's out in my garden and she sees a bee and she thinks it's awesome. And bees are awesome, right? But not when you're trying to hold it, right? But it's just that kind of energy of, wow, what is great about the world? It's almost like you're taking these blinders off and saying, yeah, it's a new day. It's a totally new day for you. Wow, Leo, I'm so excited for you. I have a Leo rising, so this is just a beautiful energy. Trying to allow yourself, knowing that you hold yourself back from what it is your heart truly desires when you're focusing on what isn't working rather than just having kind of like some fun with it. If it's in your career sector, it's kind of like, okay, I'm not going to worry so much about how much money I'm making or how hard I'm working. Instead, I'm going to really embrace the energy of enjoying what I'm doing, right? Seeing the positive, allowing yourself to give your love and light almost in a joyful way helps also your abundance to grow. And if it's really a situation where you're like, this is not going to work, it's kind of like, okay, it's time. I understand. I have to go in a new direction. Wow, powerful. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you. And I do personal readings, Leo. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What can I do to make a difference? This is exactly, I feel like for some of you, you are like all fired up. It's like you're starting a new business, you're changing your career. This is very much career, or I'm going to say life purpose driven. Okay, I do feel like there are some people that you may be still wanting to eliminate in your life so that you can have the passion and go after what it is that you want to create or put out, or how you can make a difference in the world. But this is really, I feel like, your life purpose. So what do we have here? What keeps you up at night? What makes you cringe when you think about it, such that every ounce of you screams no more? Where can you create purpose out of your pain? Make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it makes a difference. Yeah, I wonder, Leo, if some of you feel like you don't have what it takes, or the change. Like maybe part of you has been afraid to step onto this new path, to embrace some change you would like to make in the world, because you feel like, well, it's just me and I can't make that big of a change if it's just me. If I'm walking down the street and smiling to somebody, I'm not really making that change, right? I don't have anything big and grand to put out there. But that is not true. Okay, first of all, the smallest stone can cause ripples in a lake, right? And keeping in mind that every one of us has a special gift or talent, there's no room for thinking or ranking whose special gifts or uniqueness is more important than somebody else's, or whose gifts or uniqueness is more important, right? Because for the person that you smile at on the street, you could be the only person, right, that whole entire day, maybe the whole month, that has acknowledged them. Think about the change that you're making in that person. And when we can even change the energy of one person, okay, we're also helping that person to make changes. So I feel like for some of you, you're kind of holding yourself back, thinking you're not going to be grand enough. You don't have that much to offer. This is the energy of knowing that even the smallest little changes that you make in your life, the smile, the brightness, the new career that you might be launching, whatever it is going to impact the world and actually really create a beautiful life for yourself. It's understanding that all of it does matter, right? It says, make a difference in someone's life today, big or small, because all of it matters, right? Every single positive thing that we do does matter. and it just snowballs. It ripples out, right? And it just sends out loving light to more and more people. You might be the pebble, the very first pebble, but think big, because I feel like this is the energy. This goes out bigger than what you are thinking that it can at this time. All right, Leo, I am going to leave it there. I hope to see you again really soon. I do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.